Hey, Eric Peacock here, Pure Vita Fitness, Lakeville, Apple Valley, Burnsville personal training outfit. Here just to talk a little bit about my theme for the week is quitters never win and winners never quit. And I'm sure everybody's had a time in their life where they're maybe chasing a big goal or going after something big that they really dreamed about and they just wanted to give up, they wanted to throw in the towel. And I want to share a story about myself. Back when I was in college, I had one of those moments where I actually quit. And this is back when I was in high school. My dream was to play college football at the Division II level. I knew I wasn't big enough to play at Division I, but I thought I could go to Division II because I could get a scholarship, help my parents pay for my college, and play at a kind of a good level of football. But I showed up at Mankato State. Now it's Minnesota State Mankato. I was undersized, not recruited at all, but I had two goals, and it was to be to get a starting position and to earn a scholarship. And so, my first couple of years, I really dove into it, but I worked hard in the weight room. I was out there in practice. I was on the scout squad, which I got my butt kicked every day by some really, really good players that were a lot bigger and older than I was. But I paid my dues. And my third year, my redshirt sophomore year, I actually called my coach and told him that I was done. And I had just had enough. I was kind of going into that pity party mode, watching my roommates going out to party and have fun while I was getting ready to go up to football practice or mandatory workouts. And I just kind of felt sorry for myself and decided I wasn't getting a fair shake. All the head trash you tell yourself, like, oh, so-and-so's getting the nod over me, oh, they only like the scholarship players, they don't like me, and wah. Well, luckily, very luckily, after I made that phone call, I took a good look and said, I put 3 years in, and spring football was a couple weeks away, and I thought, well, here's the deal, is why don't I just give it one last shot at spring football, and if I don't see any kind of change there, then I'll walk away from this thing knowing I gave it everything I got. Luckily, I went to spring football, and after spring football, they offered me a little scholarship. That was like a breath of fresh air. The second thing is the next fall, due to circumstances that happened to one of my friends who's a better player, more talented player than me, I was thrust into a starting role. So I accomplished my two goals, but I was that close to quitting along the way. So that whole experience changed the course of my life because I didn't quit and I stuck it out. I was able to experience some great times with some great guys that I played football with, and I'll never forget those. But I was that close to blowing it. And so my message to you: we've got cold weather, we've got all these negativity around the weather here in Minnesota. The New Year's resolutions have gotten a little bit stale. And it's a lot of people are quitting, but here's the thing, quitting is like cancer. If you start quitting one thing, you start quitting other things. It's easy to quit everything. And that was why I'm so thankful for that football experience, because every time I feel like quitting, I go back to that experience and I realize that just when things get really tough and you feel like it's not going anywhere, there's probably a breakthrough coming around the corner. And the one thing I love about fitness, this is why I love fitness, is because fitness teaches you discipline. It teaches you how not to quit. By showing up to your workouts, by setting goals, by following through on those goals, it teaches you how to be accountable to yourself and how to not quit. In fact, the only thing that you should ever quit is quitting. So, my message to you today is if you feel like quitting your New Year's resolution goals, if you feel like you never can follow through on anything, that's in the past. It's time to look forward. And you can start that with the fitness program. It's more than about getting in shape and looking better. It's about creating habits that are going to help you in success in every part of your life. So if you're interested in doing that, we have something awesome called the transformation session. You come in, we interview you, we find out what you've done, where you're at, what your eating looks like, what your lifestyle looks like, how much time you got available, what your goals are, and we dial in one or two options that we, in our best professional opinion, that we feel are going to be the best options for you. And if you like one of those options, we'll move forward from there and work with you. So if you're interested in setting up a transformation session, I want you to send me a personal message and say, hey, I need help. I don't want to quit anymore, or something to that nature, and we'll reach out to you. Leave a phone number so I can call you on the phone, because it's always better to talk on the phone. So quit quitting, because once again, quitters never win and winners never quit.